Have you ever found yourself lying in bed at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why your body doesn't quite bounce back the way it used to? Maybe you wake up tired even after what seemed like a full night's rest. Or maybe the aches in your joints feel more stubborn than they did a few years ago. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're definitely not imagining it. As we move through our 60s and beyond, it's not just what we do in the morning or afternoon that shapes how we age. The hours before bedtime, those quiet evening moments, hold more power than we often give them credit for. And surprisingly, there are some simple mistakes many people make during this time that quietly speed up the aging process. The good news? Every single one of them is fixable without needing expensive treatments or complicated routines. In this video, we're going to gently walk through 5 common evening habits that may be taking a toll on your health, your energy, and even your appearance. And we'll talk about what you can do instead to support your body in aging gracefully, vibrantly, and with strength. Let's start with the first mistake, one that's incredibly common but often dismissed: eating too close to bedtime. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I just had a little something. A bowl of fruit, a small sandwich, nothing heavy. And yes, it may not feel like much, but as we get older, our digestion slows down. Our metabolism changes. What we used to tolerate at 40 doesn't always sit the same way at 65 or 70. When we eat late, especially foods that are sugary or starchy, our body gets thrown into activity mode, trying to break all down, right when it should be winding down. This can spike blood sugar, interfere with our sleep cycles, and increase inflammation overnight. And as you may already know, chronic inflammation is like gasoline on the fire of aging. It affects your heart, your joints, your skin, and even your brain. Instead of a late-night snack, try finishing dinner at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Let your body move into rest mode without a full stomach working overtime. And if you do feel truly hungry close to bedtime, reach for something light and easy to digest. A few almonds or a warm cup of herbal tea can do wonders. That leads us right into the second mistake, one that's a little sneakier but just as damaging: too much screen time before bed. Now, I get it. The evening is when we finally have a chance to relax. Maybe you scroll through your phone, catch up on a few shows, or play a game or two. It feels harmless, calming, even, but those screens, they're tricking your brain. The blue light from phones, tablets, and televisions tells your body it's daytime. Stay awake. It interferes with the natural production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep and stay asleep. And without deep, restorative sleep, your body can't do what it's meant to do during the night: repair, regenerate, and rejuvenate. Sleep is when your brain clears out toxins. It's when your skin cells renew. It's when your immune system strengthens. Miss out on that, and you're not just tired the next day. You're aging faster. So here's a gentle challenge. Try turning off your screens at least an hour before bed. Replace the scrolling with a real book, maybe a calming puzzle, or even just sitting quietly with soft music. These slower rhythms tell your body it's safe to rest, and that's when the magic of healing begins. Now, those are 2 big ones. Eating too late and too much screen time may seem harmless, even relaxing, but over time, they quietly chip away at your body's natural rhythm. And the beautiful thing is, you can start shifting those habits tonight. Not next month, not next year. Tonight, because the truth is, aging well isn't about reversing the clock. It's about working with your body instead of against it. It's about creating space for rest, not just for the sake of sleep, but so your body can do the beautiful, behind-the-scenes work it's always trying to do: protect you, heal you, carry you forward. Now that we've gently uncovered the first 2 habits, let's continue this journey and explore what else might be quietly holding your health back in the evening hours. Because once you know better, you can live better, and that's a gift worth claiming at any age. Let's keep going, because once we start looking more closely at our evening routines, we often discover little patterns that seem harmless at first, but may actually be working against the way we want to feel and live. And that brings us to the third evening habit that sneaks up on many of us: skipping gentle movement. Now, I'm not talking about an intense workout or hitting the gym at 8 p.m. That's not what your body needs in the evening anyway. But the truth is, after dinner, It's very easy to fall into the sit and stay trap. Maybe it starts with a nice meal, then a favorite show, then checking a few messages on the phone. And before you know it, 2 or 3 hours have passed, and your body hasn't moved at all. The problem with that? When we stay still for too long, especially after meals, our circulation slows, our joints stiffen, digestion drags, and over time, that inactivity can build up in ways we don't immediately notice until we feel heavier, slower, or more sore than usual. But there's an incredibly simple shift you can make. Try taking a short, easy walk after dinner, even just 10 minutes around the block. Not only does it help digestion and regulate blood sugar, it also signals to your body that you're still engaged with life. Your muscles get to stretch a bit, your lungs open up, your joints stay warm. And if walking isn't an option for you, that's okay. Even some gentle stretching in your living room or light movement while you tidy up can give your body the same message. We're still here, still growing, still alive. That's something worth telling yourself every day. Now, on to the fourth mistake. One that doesn't always get talked about, but has a huge impact on how you age. Going to bed with unresolved stress or emotional tension. Have you ever noticed how your thoughts feel louder at night? How worries seem bigger after the lights are out? That's no accident. Evening is when the distractions of the day fade away. And if we're not careful, it's also when anxiety and unspoken feelings can take center stage. The problem is going to bed in a state of mental unrest, whether from a disagreement with a loved one, financial concerns, or just general unease. Put your body on high alert. You may be lying still, but internally, your heart rate is slightly raised. Your breath may be shallow. Your brain stays partially alert just in case something goes wrong. And that kind of tension steals from your rest. It shortens your deep sleep cycles. It raises inflammation. It even affects how your heart and immune system function overnight. So here's a little ritual that can change everything. Before bed, give yourself permission to let go. That might mean writing your worries down on a notepad, so your brain doesn't have to keep replaying them. Or it could be sitting quietly, eyes closed, and just taking 5 slow, deep breaths. You might even want to speak kindly to yourself, out loud or in your head, just to close the day on a gentle note. A simple phrase like, "I've done my best today, and I allow myself to rest now," can go a long way in relaxing your entire nervous system. Because the truth is, we can't always solve our problems by bedtime. We can choose not to carry them like a heavy backpack into our sleep. And doing that, releasing that weight, is one of the most powerful anti-aging tools you have. There's something beautifully human about realizing we can still change, still improve, even in our later years. It's not about being perfect. It's about being present and kind to ourselves. So even if you made all these evening mistakes before, that's okay. Awareness isn't about guilt. It's about freedom. Now you know what's holding you back. Now you get to choose differently. And that brings us naturally to the final habit on this list, one that often hides in plain sight. So let's ease into that next. So far, we've looked at some pretty common evening habits. Things so familiar that we might not have even questioned them before. But this last one, it's the most overlooked of all. And yet it quietly shapes the way we age more than people realize. It's this. Ending your day without intentional joy. Now, that might sound a little abstract at first. What exactly does intentional joy mean? Well, let me ask you, when was the last time you deliberately ended your day with something that made your heart feel lighter? Not out of obligation, not because it was on your to-do list, but because it simply made you happy? For many people, especially after 60, the evening becomes a time of winding down in the most literal sense, physically, mentally, emotionally. And while rest is vital, it's not the same as joy. Rest recharges the body. Joy recharges the spirit. Here's what happens when we let joy slip out of our daily rhythm. Life starts to feel more like a routine than a gift. The days blur together. We stop looking forward to things. And eventually, that can creep into our biology, affecting mood, memory, immune function, even how fast we physically age. The good news is, joy doesn't need to be loud or grand to be powerful. It can be as simple as playing a favorite old song and letting yourself dance in the kitchen. It might be sitting outside for a few minutes just to listen to the night sounds. Maybe it's writing a letter to someone you care about, even if you never send it. Or letting yourself laugh, really laugh, at something silly on TV without feeling like you need to be serious all the time. What matters is that you choose it. That before you close your eyes, you give yourself something that lifts you up, because that tells your brain and your body that life is still good, that there's still something worth waking up for. And that message, repeated night after night, is like watering a garden inside you. It keeps your heart soft, your mind open, and your spirit young. You see, aging isn't just about the body. It's about the story we tell ourselves every day. It's about how we feel when we wake up, how we treat ourselves when nobody's watching, and how we end our evenings, with stress or with softness, with tension or with tenderness. So if you've been slipping into habits that don't serve you, whether it's staying too sedentary, holding on to worries, or forgetting what brings you joy, remember this. You're never too old to start fresh. Not tomorrow. Tonight. Tonight can be the first of many gentle, nourishing evenings that support your longevity, not chip away at it. Start small. One choice. One habit. One walk. One breath. One laugh. You've made it this far. That's no small thing. And every step you take now, every mindful decision, is an act of self-respect, of honoring the years behind you, and choosing wisely for the years ahead. And if you found this video helpful or it gave you something to think about, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, which of these habits have you noticed in your own life? Or which one are you planning to shift tonight? And if you're enjoying this kind of content, if it feels good to be part of a space that values your health, your joy, and your wisdom, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're building something meaningful here, and your presence makes it even better. Remember, it's not too late. It never is. Each night is a chance to care for yourself in a deeper way. And that, my friend, is one of the most powerful tools for aging well. Here's to peaceful evenings, joyful rituals, and many more healthy years ahead. You deserve them.